And we're going to start from the first question.
I think first question is a question. Okay, because we have quite a few statements
actually
today and not many questions, but the first one is a question.
The first one is not a question, it's an order, basically.
It's telling us.
a ranking of the European domestic leagues.
European domestic
Lumami
leagues. Okay.
05655.
Okay. So we gotta clear some things out that, for example, ABA League is not a domestic league. It's a regional league for Adriatic teams around the Balkans.
I think that's a fair argument. That's why we're not going to include them in the ranking.
Yeah, and besides that, then we're just going to look at all these
domestic leagues where the EuroLeague teams play. Mm-hmm. So with all the respect to Polish league,
Portugal league, if that exists.
League,
it exists.
Hungarian, Romanian leagues.
Slovenian league, if there is one.
Make the ranking.
Yeah. Just the ones that have EuroLeague clubs. So number one, I think, is just a no-brainer.
The easiest one. Mm-hmm. Spanish league, Liga Endesa, ACB, whatever you call it. It's the most quality domestic league you can get. Not only because of the level of the teams that you have, Real Madrid, Barca, Valencia Basket in the EuroLeague, Baskonia, I forgot
4 EuroLeague teams already, you just mentioned. The most out of everyone.
Then when you look at the other competitions, EuroCup, for instance, last year you had Gran Canaria and Valencia making the semifinals, so they were always competing for the top positions.
Tenerife and Unicaja.
You go to Champions League, Unicaja, back-to-back BCL champions. Tenerife always there. I mean, they're all dominating the international competitions as well. And to me, that's huge.
Yeah. I mean, in some cases, players choose to go to play in ACB just because they're going to be seen as competing in a higher level environment than to play in a team that's playing, let's say, in the EuroCup or the BCL, but it plays in a weak domestic league. Sometimes even the ACB as a domestic league is more valued than, let's say, these second or third tier European competitions. So it says everything you need to know. Yeah. The budgets are high, the attendance is high. In general, just competitiveness.
The product as well. TV rights, the way they communicate through their media channels, it's just pure quality of the domestic league. You also like the culture. They have their own culture, the continuity. I mean, I don't know. I would love to be the fan of the ACB basketball if we had more time to consume more basketball, or just to live in Spain. Yeah, just to have it as a weekend thing for you.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing is with ACB, I feel like there's ACB and then there's a huge gap, and then we get to all these other leagues where it becomes debatable. So which one is now better? But I have a league for me that seems like the second best.
So
then that's the Turkish domestic league. What do you think? Do you agree?
The same.
Okay. Because you actually have 2 Turkish jerseys behind you. You have Efes jersey and Fener.
We're biased. We don't have any Greek jerseys, actually.
Not at the moment.
We had Papagiannis practice jersey somewhere, but
we have the national team one. But anyways, I feel like the Turkish, obviously, like I said, a huge gap between the
why they're
first and second.
Everybody else.
I feel like because obviously 2 EuroLeague clubs that are successful in the recent years, that they're established, like they're big, and then the rest, it's always going to be about the whole competition, because you don't just look at the 2 teams that play in the EuroLeague, but also you have 3 EuroCup teams, if I'm not mistaken. Beşiktaş. Yes, I couldn't just say it, so I left it for the last. And Turk Telekom, I think, is still in the EuroCup. Also, BCL has Galatasaray, Tofaş, another team, Mersin, something like that, maybe.
Last year it was
Manisa, and so I feel like it's just overall competitiveness level, how many teams they have in all these leagues, it just adds up to more than all the other teams, all the other leagues, rather.
Because when you think about it, Turkish teams won the EuroLeague in the last 3 or 5 editions, I think. So it was Efes back-to-back and Fenerbahce last year. And there was Madrid and Pana in the middle. Then you have EuroCup. I think no Turkish teams made the final.
Made the final in BCL.
Galatasaray played in the BCL final, and they're just one of the best teams out there this year as well. Last year, you had Başakşehir making the semifinals of the Euro Cup. 2 years ago, it was Beşiktaş going almost all the way also to the semifinals. So they cover all the main international competitions, and I think it's more balanced in the Turkish league because, for instance, you had Beşiktaş making the finals, which to me is huge because there's this huge gap between the EuroLeague clubs and the rest in those domestic competitions, for instance, like Greece. So I think that having EuroCup Turkish team making the finals and surpassing the EuroLeague team, that tells a lot about the quality of the competition.
Yeah, I feel like if you have that EuroLeague clubs that go almost undefeated in their domestic league, that means the league itself is not that, not that high on the level list. And that's why I would put the Greek league third.
Yeah, they're not far.
Yeah.
They're quite
I'd say
close.
they're on the same tier almost, let's say.
Probably.
They have two powerhouses, just like the Turkish league. They have two powerhouses in the EuroLeague with PAO and Olympiacos.
Consistent Final Four teams in the last few years.
Yeah. Then they have those clubs in the EuroCup and the BCL, the same way that the Turkish league does.
More like BCL.
Aris plays or...
I mean, they have teams in Greece in EuroCup,
but they don't.
But it's
perform.
not like that. They had a track record of Greek teams overtaking EuroCup competition. In BCL, yes.
Yeah, AEK is a successful team. Yeah.
They made the final, and they're solid, really. Oh, sorry, they were third in the competition, but still they made the final four, and it's a very good team. But other than that, if you compare to the Turkish teams, I think that they're behind. And just the overall product, I don't have that feeling it's a very, very quality league. It feels like it's missing something.
I feel like financially they're always struggling, the teams. That's what makes it a difficult case for them to be...
Maybe the rest of the teams, like besides EuroLeague.
I'm not talking about the EuroLeague ones. I'm talking about the rest of the, with the salaries not coming through on the dates that they should.
That's actually a problem in Turkey.
Yeah,
you always
right.
There was this time when you had at least one team always going bankrupt at some point. But also there are these jokes in Greece as well, especially it was related with AEK, that if you go to join AEK, you have to be ready to get the half of your salary in court. So,
right, yeah. So yeah, but generally I just think Turkish, like the powerhouses, maybe you would say right now, the Greek ones are better, but in general, I think overall, I would put them a step behind Turkey. And then I think there's a bit of a gap, if I'm being honest.
So let's say ACB was S tier. Greek and Turkish league
A tier.
A tier. And now we're heading to B tier.
And in B tier, I would put LNB Pro A. That is the French league.
I have French league too.
Yeah. Obviously, you have 3 EuroLeague clubs right now. One of them is
Asfel.
Yeah, one of them is
really
probably heading to the NBA project. I'm not sure; it hasn't been named.
Or BCL,
or somewhere else. Yeah. But yeah, you have Paris, you have Monaco. Monaco has established itself as a very strong team.
Final Four and playoff team.
How many years? Since they debuted 2021-22 season, they basically made the playoffs that first season.
Every year?
And then
2 Final Fours. That's huge.
I think that puts them high up. Paris, they just showed how dominant their run in the EuroCup was, and then how that translated well into the EuroLeague, at least the first half of last season. Plus, they had good start so far compared to what we expected, let's say. So I think generally, since it's a big country, it has a lot of money, I guess, compared to others, and they have more teams that are competing in other competitions. Borg,
just a couple of years ago, you had Borg in finals, I think, with Zachary Rissecher. And just in general, when you think about it, there was Zachary Rissecher being drafted first, Victor Wembanyama first, coming off Metropolitans. And there are a lot of French NBA draft prospects going to the NBA straight from the French league. And it's rare compared to the other leagues. So that speaks.
It's actually probably the most, the league that produces the most straight to the NBA transfers, I would say.
Yeah, probably.
But that's... I don't know if you have any more arguments about.
They have a quality All-Star weekend.
Yeah, that they are one of the few leagues that still do it. Actually, not many do that anymore.
Yeah, and they do it on a good level, especially when they started arranging those.
Is it France
weekends.
against foreigners or something like that? I'm not sure.
Probably.
I haven't looked at those games, but yeah.
Who's next?
Well, who's next is the question. But I have two leagues I would consider, and I don't know. Italy and Germany, I would say.
Yeah,
two leagues, but I'm not sure because it's Italy as a like. If you look at the history, if you look at the status of that league overall, maybe you would say Italy should be above. But if you look at the current situation, the Italian teams they have big budgets. Like Milan has a big budget. Virtus is all right. Up and down, let's say. But I don't know. I feel like the German league is surprising sometimes with who's... Of course, maybe it has to do more with Alba sucking. Maybe it has to do with Bayern not delivering too. But we just keep getting all these different champions in that league, all these upset wins in the playoffs and stuff like that. That's why I was like, competitiveness level, maybe it's actually the German league. If you look at the numbers, 2 EuroLeague clubs for Italy. For Germany now, it's only one because of
that's important.
Alba going out. If you look at Eurocup, 2 teams from Italy in Dolomiti, Trento, and Venice, and then 2 BCL teams in Trieste and Trapani Shark. That's a team? Yeah. So
solid team, by the way.
Okay. So that's already 6 teams in European competitions.
But when you look at their track record, for instance, last year they had only one Italian team making the Eurocup 8 finals. Nobody made the quarterfinals. And in BCL, they had 2 teams in quarterfinals, but none of them made the semifinals. So... But it's still better than the German league.
Yeah, I think so. Because
so that's why
the German EuroLeague clubs are not good. Like compared, even though the Italian ones aren't great, but the German ones are, also mid level.
Yeah.
And then Germany had Alba in the now they have Alba in the Eurocup.
Although when you think about the product, it feels like the German league just looks more solid.
Sorry, Alba is in BCL. Sorry. Yeah. I mean, in what terms? Like production level? Yeah. But because it's
That's
Germany.
Important to me.
Because it's Germany, the economy is better. I think all these things.
And usually it's a quite competitive league. You know, like a couple of years ago, you had
I think
Ulm winning the German league, and these 2 EuroLeague teams being knocked out.
Exactly.
They also produce NBA draft prospects, but Italian league, it just is deeper, I think.
Bonn was a great story with obviously TG Shorts and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would put at the moment still Italy, but I think Germany is catching up and might overtake.
Would you agree that the French league is B tier and the Italian and German league is C tier?
C tier. And I don't know, where do you see? I know this is going to be controversial. It's not in Europe, Israel league, but we have Israel as a like someone who's competing in the EuroLeague,
and also in Eurocup and all the other competitions, basically.
So basically, they are competing in the European competition. So I guess we are gonna rank them here. And I don't know. I would put them at 8, but I don't know if they're in the same tier as the Italian and the German leagues.
Because they have quality in Hapoel now. They won the Eurocup last year, and that improved their ranking, I would say, in general, Hapoel's presence.
And Maccabi overall has been in the EuroLeague an established team that's always been, let's say, a playoff contender at least. Now these past few years it's different because they kind of obviously
because of the war situation they can't play
obviously
at home.
that makes a lot of players go.
And you have
elsewhere.
Hapoel Jerusalem as well,
right?
Who also made an inquiry about playing in the EuroLeague, and they're also very solid in the Eurocup competition. But other than that,
a couple of teams in the BCL, Hapoel Holon and Bnei Herzliya. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, but
but
Not top teams for
I've not
sure.
even heard of them before looking up. So yeah,
My problem is lack of depth and production-wise. Also, you don't see much of Israeli basketball league action on any feed.
yeah.
So,
But it's appropriate for them to be ranked 8th in the list of 9 leagues that we're
but
looking
basically
at.
just because of Hapoel's recent presence,
Yeah.
I would say.
And lastly, we got our own local yard league called the Lithuanian Basketball League. I would say appropriately at number 9 because you have only one team in the EuroLeague. And I mean, we could then look at other countries, but like we said, we were only looking at EuroLeague once. And I think Lithuania...
So only two left,
Must be
Lithuania
here.
and Serbia.
Yeah. I would put Lithuania... Wait. Yeah, I would put Lithuania above Serbia. Because we're talking about not the ABA League.
Yeah,
But we're
that's
talking about
important.
the Serbian, the KLS team league. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Žalgiris, obviously right now, okay, they're playing great. You could compare them to Zvezda. It's the same level of a team in terms of where they stand. But you have obviously Partizan, which is a second EuroLeague team. But I just think the rest of the competition
Exactly.
is so weak.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know. Do Serbian teams even play the regular season of that league, the KLS?
No.
They don't?
No.
So, I mean, what does that say about the league, you know?
Says a lot.
I think if they don't play the regular season, then we are evaluating this league as a league without those teams, essentially. So I think the thing is with that whole region is that everything's about the ABA league. And, you know.
Yeah, and the big advantage that Lithuania has, I think, just general production and product, because they have some solid TV deals, they have solid officiating, and just in general, the presence of Lithuanian league, at least here, is really solid. And I think that in terms of just league itself, the way they run everything, I think that they could be even above Israeli league, for instance, maybe Italian league, because the product level.
In terms of the actual league, how it's presented, all of this, like we always have
TV production,
2 or 3
production's amazing.
commentators, all this like presentation stuff. We have, I think we're the only league, the Lithuanian league is the only league together with the NBA to use an advanced stats recording system that basically tracks a lot of stuff that you don't even track in the EuroLeague. So all of these things considered, yes. Competition-wise, I mean, because we're now comparing it to the Serbian league, for example. So, okay, Serbian league doesn't have the 2 Serbian EuroLeague clubs in the regular season, but they do have them at the end when they're playing the finals or whatever. But the point being, Lithuanian league only has Žalgiris. Then you have Neptūnas in the Euro Cup, Lietkabelis in the Euro Cup,
and
Rytas in BCL, and the 3 other teams we just mentioned haven't been successful in those competitions in, I don't know, however many years now. Yeah. So it's only been about Žalgiris, who's also been middling team, except for when Šaras was here and right now. So that's why I wouldn't put, them above the Israel League or the Italian League or the German League, but I would say above the Serbian League, which literally... The teams you read of this table, for example, I've heard of for the first time for most of them. I always know about Mega, which I can't even find on this right now. Mega is like the team to get all your youngsters to play. But otherwise, all these teams, they don't compete anywhere.
Yeah, and maybe these 2 Serbian EuroLeague teams join the competition from the next stage, and not necessarily the semifinals or playoffs. They have... a group of, I see, 6 teams. But, the thing with Serbian League is like, I think that 2 years ago, Partizan refused to play in the finals or something. There was some scandal. And there's always things like that happening. And all these finals being interrupted by the fans and crazy stuff.
Right now, I don't see on the team list. I don't see neither Crvena Zvezda or Partizan. So I don't know if they're even participating this year.
There is some Group X on Eurobasket.com website that I'm checking right now. Okay. So for sure they're in, but from further stages.
Okay.
And just in general, as I said, there's been problems. A consistent mess in the league, and that's why says a lot about the quality.
That's why they all focus on the ABA league.
True.
makes sense for them.
which also has some certain issues out there. So,
But the
I know.
competition level of the ABA League would probably be
True.
top 5 for sure.
True.
Probably in
True.
that 8th tier or
With
somewhere.
Dubai,
Yeah.
with Budućnost, with Cedevita, yeah, they would be there.
But
Top
just
5.
because they're not a domestic league, we didn't rank them here.
Yeah.
Right, that's all the
That's
ranking.
a fair one, I think.
What's the next question or statement that we have to react to today? And
we
this is, by the way, this is only going to be now for our BM Plus subscribers. If you're not subscribed, make sure to do that at basketnews.com/plus. Become a subscriber, get these episodes in full, where we answer all your questions. You get the opportunity to ask the questions every week. We sit down here every Tuesday, and also you get the opportunity to ask questions to any players or coaches that Donatas is interviewing. You get to browse the website with no ads, and you get all these articles, right?
Yeah.
That are written by our journalists that are only for our BM Plus subscribers.
Plus, if there are any refereeing controversies, we have Todd Warnick, referee consultant, that helps us to
he breaks
break
it down
down those.
as a referee who knows how it should be called, essentially.
Also, we have this Discord community, closed basketball community that usually has quite healthy discussions and conversations about basketball. So yeah, make sure to join on basketnews.com/plus.